Jon Najarian. I gave you a little preview of some of the things that I was going to cover today earlier in the day. Let me give you a quick update with about an hour to trade. Dow Jones Industrials, 136 points higher. S&P 500, 25.5 points north to the upside. And the NASDAQ, 77 points north to the upside. Bang! Shaping up to be a pretty nice week, right? Let's get to some of the 3 at 3, shall we? All right, start it off. Kicking it off with the usual. 3 at 3 with Dr. J. All right. MarketRebellion.com/UOA. That is MarketRebellion.com/UOA. You can learn more about unusual option activity. If you'd like to just get started learning about options, go to MarketRebellion.com. And if you need a little help getting somewhere, like how to get started, just type in get started. MarketRebellion.com/get started to learn all about our educational offerings, which cover stocks, options, futures, and cryptocurrencies. Bang! All right. With that said, let's get into it. Disclaimer is that our services are for education and informational purposes only. Full stop. FedEx, how's this one working, my friends? When we talked about it 2 days ago, in other words, when we came back from Memorial Day on Tuesday, I mentioned this one, FedEx. Stock was 123.70. I talked about the June 145s being bought. Where's the stock now? It's not 123.70. It is, was 129. 81 and FDX traded up to today, let's see, 133.64. How do you like that? 133.64. So in other words, we've had a couple nice days of performance out of FedEx, and now instead of being 123 or 129, let's call it 130, now it's trading at 133.64. Bang! All right, let's get into fresh meat. 3 at 3. You already saw the preview. SPY. So the SPY, some pretty big call trades in here. Somebody bought 5,000 of the 326 calls. So that's implying, of course, a move significantly higher by September out of our S&P 500 ETF, the SPY. Now, these calls were purchased for $5.31. That means every call was $531 because every option's for 100 shares of stock. You're right. So, $531 a piece, 500 times 5,000 means this is about a $2.5 million trade. That's why you pay attention to people when they're putting down big money like this. Now, if you look at where SPY was just a little bit ago, it was at 305.78 just about 30 minutes ago. Where is it now? I think it is at 306. Let's see. SPY. 306.02. So, nicely moving higher. And the calls that we're talking about are the calls at the, again, September's strike, folks. September 326 calls. So it's going to take a little bit more than a 10 or 20 cent pop out of the spider to move these, but let's keep an eye on it. What did they tell you? September, longer-term bullish trade. What did they also tell you? Out of the money, above the market by $20. That would be nice. Let's take a look now at our second on our 3 at 3. Skechers, SKX. So, Skechers, SKX, just seeing where I'm filled here. The stock is basically when we talked about it, 32.58. They bought 4,000 of the 33 calls. Okay? Now, keeping in mind that Skechers on the lows of this move was, let's see, March 13th low, March 17th low, $20. It's 32. Where was it? End of last year, 43. So we're kind of in the middle of the range if you want to look at it that way. Somebody's paying $234 per call to buy the July 33 calls, the right to buy it at 33, which is just above where the stock's trading. And that's where the stock is now, 32.09-ish. That was a few minutes ago. Right now it's 32.26-ish. So keep an eye on that. That's our second of the 3 at 3. And now for the third and final, COMM, C-O-M-M. COMM. We talked about this. I gave you a little heads up that I'd be talking about it and covering it here on our 3 at 3. I gave you that leading into the halftime report. Well, that's when the stock was $10.66. So where is COMM now? C-O-M-M. $10.56, $10.66, thereabouts. So there's where we were buying it when it was $9.48. Now it's $10.66. Bang! How have those calls done? Let's take a look. June 10 calls were bought for 40 to 60 cents in rough terms. So let's see where those June 10 calls have moved to. Calls for the June 10 are now trading at as high as 135. So if you listened to me when I did this 2 hours ago or so, leading into the halftime report, could have still bought those calls for 60 cents. In other words, we're looking at a double because those calls right now are trading as high as $1.20, $1.30. So miss a little, miss a lot. Sorry about that. If you're a subscriber, you would have got it early. And I still like it. I have taken half of mine off, however, because of the move. How many of these calls have they traded so far today? Oh, let me see. 10,000? No. What did I say earlier when I said how much had they bought? Well, they bought 9,400, right? 9,400 of those calls, those June 10s. How many do they have up now? 50,900, so 51,000, 5.1 million share equivalent. That, my friends, is why you watch this program as well as our programs on CNBC, and that's why we follow the smart money, because people bought 10,000, that's 1 million share equivalent earlier today. Now it's up to 5.1 million share equivalent, which would be the 51,000 that I'm talking about. And you could have put on a trade for, say, 50 or 60 cents, which is 50 or 60 bucks, means a 10 lot would have cost you $600. A 100 lot. So imagine that. You're controlling 10,000 shares of stock with a 100 lot of calls. That 100 lot would have cost you $6,000. You would have doubled your money to $12,000 on that trade. Now, we all know not every trade works. A majority of our trades do. And I keep my discipline, meaning that if I purchased this option for 60 cents and it fell to half of that purchase price, say 30 cents or lower, I would exit. I would sell it. Both hands. Sell it. Get out. Even though I have a very bullish call on this stock. On the other hand, when an option doubles, I want to pull some of that money off the table. Why? Because that's prudent money management. That keeps me at the tables longer, folks. If you know anything about games of chance, you know you want to be betting with the house as much as you can. And that's why we follow the smart money. We kind of view the smart money as the house. When the house makes a move like this, we want to follow along with them. And then when we can pull some of that money off the table, we think it's smart to do that. You have to decide at what level you would take profits. But just letting you know, I took off half my position today. Bang! All right. Thank you for joining me, folks. You want to learn more about it, go to marketrebellion.com. That's marketrebellion.com/UOA to learn more about it. And I appreciate you joining us. I hope you have a great afternoon. And whatever you're doing, make sure you stay safe and flatten the fear. Flatten the fear, as Michael Levitt, Nobel Prize winning scientist from Stanford would say. Let's flatten the fear, shall we? I think that's good advice. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great afternoon, everybody.